Well, now welcome back to another episode of Where the Money At. And we still looking, and we locked in on crypto over here because we trying to figure out where that money is. So let's get right into it. Yeah, so today we're gonna get into price action first and foremost. We're sitting around 27,000, almost 28. We don't really care too much about the day-to-day price action on this channel because if you scroll into it, the day-to-day price action is just a small piece of the totality of everything that's going on. And I say all that to ask myself, what phase are we in? And let's just go back. Let's just go back. So if you got in down right here, you got some good profits in right here. So this part of the phase was the top of the last cycle. And we came down here during the cool off phase, and then we dipped down, and then we had that run up and that reset. So where are we in this area? So I believe and that's why I have these two lines right here, and I have this line right here because I believe we're starting that cool off last dip phase. So we've had our top. Now we're cooling off and we're going to maybe stay in bounce and travel for a while, but it's going to be a pretty low average. Then we're going to take that final dip. And we all know what this line is for me personally, not financial advice, but I believe we're going to see prices come down here. You know what I'm saying? Because why wouldn't Bitcoin touch 10K and it's touched it so many times, bound. Like it's touched it so many times. So we do have a reference point of what we can go back to. But that's just when we talk about the phases, this allows us to plan our entries and exits because we're talking about where the money is. So besides just talking about crypto theory, we're talking about where could we get in, where could we make exits. I'm no trading expert, I'm no financial advisor, but I'm making my plans, not financial advice, to get into entry points when the price is below here. And I feel like if we go through our bouncy time, I mean, it could never go there again. This could be the bottom. But for me, once we go below here, maybe stay down here for a little bit, go into that last dip, cool off phase before the reset, before we start to take off into the next 2 or 3 years. That'll be a good time for me to enter, and I'll be exiting whenever I feel like we have a good run up. I don't do TA or fib, so I don't have a specific price. So for my exits will be at percentages and things of that nature. So I'll take out 10% every $3,000 we go up in Bitcoin, take another 3%, another 3%, another 3%. You know what I'm saying? So that's just price entry and exit. And let's look at the market cap. So it looks just like the price action in all actuality. Look at this. Look at this market cap. It looks just like the price action. So I just use generalities. Eventually, this part right here, eventually this whole part right here will become a small blip over time. And when I say a small blip, I mean this part will be dwarfed by the next size of the next market cap. So I want to stay locked in during these parts. Theoretically, this was the last phase, but during this section of this phase, be locked in all throughout here. And then by the time we make run-ups, I should be exiting here, exiting here, exiting here, chilling, exiting here. You never exit out your entire bag just in case you go up higher and you want to invest for 2 or 3 cycles ahead. Like I talk a lot about the next cycle and the next bull run. And yes, you can get, what I'm saying? That's when you have to make it real. That's when you have to make your crypto bag turn into your fiat bag or your money bag. You don't want to be like the Dogecoin millionaire and have $1 million worth of Dogecoin, and then after the bull run, when I say the bull run, I mean the big run up in price, the big spike in price. After the bull run, you still have so many tokens in Dogecoin, and you didn't turn it into money. You didn't make it real. That's why you have to keep a really stoic, neutral mindset about this thing. Like, yes, this is crypto, and yes, you do have real Bitcoin, but I mean, at this point, I'm not buying stuff with Bitcoin. At this point, I'm not relying on Bitcoin if things go to hell in a handbasket and we need to start bartering again. So, yes, we can use crypto as an investment, but eventually we have to get out of it and make it real. And that's where a lot of people mess up. So, that's price action and entries and exits and just, basic Bitcoin stuff. So now let's get into generalities about crypto. I know you've heard about the SEC sending a Wells notice to Coinbase. And during every economic downturn, at least for the last two, there's been an all-out regulation blitz on crypto. And until the governments figure out what they want, this will continue. So that's why I feel like we still have time to position ourselves and make moves because everything is not set in stone. By the time all the regulation and everything is set in stone, the potential for the largest returns will have probably passed at that time. So you want to get in while everybody's confused and everybody's making moves. But we don't have to get into the specifics of what the SEC is saying to Coinbase. We know they're going to sue. We know they're probably going to go to court. And it's going to take a couple of years. If you pay attention to the Ripple case, which I don't, you're going to see that it takes a couple years to get through these things. So, just prepare yourself for the long haul because this is not about making quick money. This is about making life-changing money, but it may not happen in a year. Court cases take a long time. And let's get into another idea that I want to do. This. Oh, also when it comes to regulatory blitzes on cryptocurrency, last point is they'll go after celebrities who endorsed these tokens during the last bull run when everybody was willing to spend money, regardless of if it's their fault or not. Like Jake Paul and Lindsay Lohan, look, they're the biggest names attached to it, so they're the ones that are going to get sued. You know what I'm saying? It probably had nothing to do with it. They probably don't know what these things do. It was probably just someone came to their marketing team with opportunity or a promotion and they took it and did it. No big deal. But they're going to come after the top projects. They're going to come after Coinbase, the main onboarding platform that everybody pretty much uses to get in and out of crypto. And they're going to come at top projects. I mean, you see that they're going to have issues with Tron, Ripple, all those things. They're going to come at the top projects and they're going to shake some things up. And I believe every time they go through it, we get more regulatory clarity, which does yield growth for the space. And I think it's a good thing. And I think we're going to go through it again. And during the next bull run and the next large influx of cash coming into it and the new generation of people getting into it, it'll leave a lot of room for this space to grow. I'll leave it at that. And just for general, this is still crypto, and this is also for other assets like real estate, stocks, and bonds. We're talking about the idea of tokenization. Tokenization is the main reason a person like me can invest in crypto so freely, because let's keep it a stack. Most people will not be able to afford one whole Bitcoin. A lot of people wouldn't have could afford one whole Ethereum. But the fact that we can come into this game with fractionalized purchases, like we can buy $20 worth of Bitcoin, that just lowers the level of entry for all assets. And we talk about it mainly with crypto, and I'm pretty sure it's been around for other things, but now we're starting to do it with stocks and bonds, and the use cases are starting to be experimented with. Atlanta Home tokenized on Ethereum, nets so much money in 3 minutes. They're trying to tokenize land. They're trying to tokenize real estate, trying to tokenize businesses, stocks. So I think this is a good thing that we should pay attention to. And just like it's revolutionized crypto, I think it'll start to revolutionize a lot of things. Like let's say there was a minimum of a fund that you had to have a minimum of $1 million to get into. The person with just, I don't know, 800 grand couldn't get into it, but they start to tokenize that. Now the minimum is 600,000. And you take that and put that on all scales. I think that'll have a lot of influx of money coming into these, and I guess, for lack of better words, the everyday ordinary person will be able to get into a couple more of these things. So that's tokenization. Let's keep an eye out on it. If you have a favorite asset, look into the tokenization of that asset. They'll probably be tokenizing contracts and music and all type of weird stuff by the time it's all said and done. Really quickly, we're going to hit on layoffs. These layoffs are still becoming a thing. Indeed got hit with a layoff. These are the people who give other people jobs. Now they getting laid off. So, this, take it with a grain of salt, give or take. Indeed, maybe in Austin is letting go of 15% of his staff in a letter, which if 15% is true, that's a good bit. But that's just the Austin staff. So they say it's around 2,000, around 2,200 people, which is a lot. But the point is layoffs are still continuing. And what is this called? Oh, the CW, that the TV station, the CW is announcing layoffs too. after Nexstar closed the deal to take 75% of ownership of the CW. So Nexstar just acquired this company. Remember, we were talking about business acquirements during this whole economic movie that's about to play out during the good times and the bad times. What happens during the bad times? Businesses go out of smaller businesses with weaker structures die and they get acquired. The CW just got acquired and they're going through layoffs. So all these companies are transforming. They're getting slimmer. They're trying to be more agile. And I think if they're doing it, maybe we should too. But I think that's it for today. So, you know what I'm saying? Let's stay locked in, because we have to be locked in during the boring part of crypto, during this part of crypto, which I believe we're just about to get into. I think it's just starting. Look, when the next time the Fed meet, they could pause interest rates. And there is a situation in which when interest rates are paused and we keep it at zero for a couple meetings, the market takes off. But there are situations where we pause and we stay there. I have to pick a route which I believe we're going to go. I believe once we pause, we'll stay there. And I believe we'll take another big dip once they start to cut rates. And then after we start cutting rates, will be that time for that reset area, that dip area. This is not financial advice, and this is just my guess. And you have to set your price and live your life. That's the only way you win in this. And the only people who win, you have to stay in the game. If you get in when it's popping, and then you get out the game, you know, say you get in when it's popping and you get wrecked, then you get out the game during this part and you don't get back in till it's popping again, you're gonna, if you have any self-awareness, you're gonna understand this is where you needed to be locked in, not by the time everybody else was talking about it. That's when it was time to get out. So on this channel, we gonna be the voice of reason. We're gonna stay locked in this whole time while it's boring. We're gonna talk about all the pieces, the small pieces that come together to make the large picture, and then we're gonna make this paper. So I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. You know, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get to it.